Well, welcome back, everybody. It's Friday, May 15th. It's the middle of May already. Can't believe it. Beautiful weather outside. It's definitely getting warm, so be smart. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Let's talk about the workout for today because I got some fun stuff for you. To start out, we're going to warm up. We have a 400-meter run to start. Catch a nice little jog. Then we're going to come back into our dynamic range of motion, get those hips, joints, shoulders, elbows, everything moving, get the blood pumping a little bit. And then we're going to move into 3 sets of 10 Cossack squats. So we've done these before. It's where your feet are wide, and we go down into a squat. I'm not warm. And then we switch sides, get all the way down. And the goal here is to stretch out the groin, stretch out the knees and the hips. So you notice what I'm doing with my hands here. I'm walking myself through the movement. Feel free to do that to give yourself some bracing. The goal here is just to get those things moving. So we're going to do 10 total, 5 on each side. Then we're going to do 3 inchworms. Just walk yourself out, walk yourself back in, stand up after each one. I think we're all familiar with that one. And then 10 RDLs with whatever you have. If you have a PVC pipe, great. Make sure you're just getting those hips moving. If you have a weight, you can treat it just like an RDL. Here, pushing your hips back, standing all the way up. It's just loaded a little bit differently. Same principle. If you don't have a PVC pipe or you want to add a little bit of weight to it. So 3 rounds of that, 10 Cossack, 3 inchworms, and then 10 RDLs. Once we get done with that, the fun begins. You're going to grab your barbell today. If you don't have a barbell, no worries. Got you covered. We're going to do 100 front squats with an empty bar all the way down, all the way up. Now I'm going to make a challenge for you today on this one. The challenge is going to be to get through those 100 front squats without putting the bar down, which means at least what I think will happen, you're going to get worn out up here before you get worn out here. And you may start breathing heavy enough that the weight of the bar starts restricting your breath a little bit, so it's going to be tough. So the goal here is to kind of work on some mental toughness with this whole thing and see if you can get through it. If you have to break, of course, go ahead and do it, but I do have a penalty for you if you do break. 30 push-ups. So we're going to smoke that upper body a little bit harder to make it more tough for you. That's why it's going to benefit you to have very minimal breaks or none at all and really fight through it. If you don't have a weight, or excuse me, if you don't have a bar, grab your dumbbell, grab your kettlebell, and we're going to do 100 goblet squats. This one will be a little bit harder on you to try to do unbroken. It's very possible, but what you're going to find is it's going to start hitting your chest and your upper back just like a front squat. But the beauty of a front squat, you got your shoulders to help you out. Here, you got nothing to really help you out. It's pushing down on you. It's really restricting your breathing. So you may have to break more with a goblet squat than with a barbell simply on the mechanics of it. If you don't have any weights, I would suggest finding something around your house that you can utilize in this position or in a front squat, some way, shape, or form, an odd object of some sort, and go ahead and knock out those 100 squats. Remember, every break is 30 push-ups. Do them as you need to. You can do them off a box. You can do them on the ground. You can do them off your knees as an assisted push-up. Just get something, I would say, get something that allows you to do all 30 reps. Hopefully I didn't break my phone. Well, I did. That's cool. All 30 reps in that movement. So scale up. I'd like you to do the 30 reps instead of having to scale down. You can do something that should. Now, of course, if you still have to scale those reps down, go ahead and do so for the safety of yourself. Once we finish that, we're going to take a 10-minute break. This is the important part. Go ahead and rest for 10 minutes before moving on to the next piece because you're going to be worn out after knocking out 100 front squats, even or especially if you do them unbroken. So we're going to have 5 sets. I'm calling this Let's Build because we're going to get buff. 10 lateral step-ups, working on some posterior chaining and some lower body movements. I won't do it with a weight, but you can do them weighted, and that's the idea. If you do them weighted, You're going to hold it in a goblet position. Most of y'all should have a dumbbell or a kettlebell. Outside leg in. That's what that means. You'll see it says 10 lateral step-ups with the outside foot. So I'm going to face the box, cross over, step up, back down, up, and back down. What you'll find with this, it loads the knee a little bit heavier. So if you feel that or you have an issue with that, let's go ahead and just do 10 regular lateral step-ups. If you don't have a box, we're going to go into lateral lunges. So we'll get set. You can hold your weight or not. This will be a little bit different than a Cossack squat, as we're just going to one side, then coming back up and getting down as much as you can. The Cossack squat is designed to stay really low, where the lateral lunge is designed to hit the depth and then come out of that depth and then go back down to the other side. Then we'll have 10 split stance RDLs. We did these, I think, about a week and a half ago. If you notice my feet, I'm going to have one leg or slightly forward about the heel, even with the toes of the other leg. And from this position, whatever leg is forward, the other arm is holding the weight. You push your hips back, and you're going to feel it in the lead foot. If you're not feeling it there, you'll try to keep that one straight, slight bend in the other leg. And if you're not feeling it there, chances are you have a relaxed back, you're not staying tight, and you're not really getting your hips back where they need to be. 10 on each side. And then we're going to get, with our same weight, 10 sumo deadlift high pulls. Feet are wide. The goal here is to really work on your hips back and down, exploding up, and then pulling up. We shouldn't feel this in our backs. We should feel it in our glutes and in our hamstrings as we're coming up. We're squeezing the butt, pulling the weight all the way up. And then you're going to rest 1 minute after each round. If you don't have weights, again, just grab something that allows you to move in those positions. These are great movements to really work on this area back here. Once you finish that, that's all we got. Feel free to hit the HomeWOD at some point in time today. It's always a great tool there for you to use it. And I hope you enjoy the workout today and get ready for a fun one tomorrow. Happy Friday.